Thank you for choosing to come back to view us here at LezView. I am your host, Monica Ray Simpson, and we're excited to have you back with our beautiful co-hosts and our beautiful guest who's also joining us today. And we always work to bring you the hottest topics happening locally, nationally, and all over the world. So today we're going to take it up a little further. Midwest, I think it is, right? Chi-town? Chicago, where I don't like to go in the wintertime.
Oh, yeah.
But luckily it's not. I'm not there, so I think it's all good. But we're going to bring a lovely Chicago native, Miss Coquie Hughes, and she is bringing to us her new film. My mama said, "Yo mama is a dyke." Now, that title alone really has me excited to talk about this, and I'm so ready for it to come on. So please help me in welcoming on Miss Coquie Hughes.
Coquie. Congratulations on making such a wonderful movie. It is absolutely hilarious. And thanks so much for coming down from Chicago and visiting with us.
Thank you.
So what was your inspiration for coming up with such a hilarious, wonderful plot?
Well, it was actually the dialogue or the title of the film came from a conversation that actually happened between two kids. I had a good friend who had recently came out, and her children had a difficult time dealing with it, and the neighbors' kids had a difficult time dealing with it. And so one of her children, one of her sons, got into an argument with a neighboring kid who said, "My mama said your mama's a dyke," and you know.
It's just hilarious. It's a hilarious premise. And in your movie, you have tons and tons of cast members. Where did you find them all?
Chicago.
Is it, are they professional or?
Yes, they are.
They look professional. I mean,
Yes,
they look like they were very professional.
Yes.
Now, a lot of the movie has to do with conversion therapy, kids sending their moms so they can turn from lesbian to straight. And where did you come up with that whole idea?
Well, you have people who, when they don't accept or understand the lesbian lifestyle or the gay lifestyle, they try to figure out creative ways to convert their loved ones, and, because they don't want them to be gay. So I found out about gay conversion therapy online via YouTube, and some of them were much more extreme than how I, made it in the movie. Of course, mine's is sort of satire, but and it was just interesting to watch. And where they have what is called like gay exorcism, and sometimes they think that you can eat a certain thing to make your brain cells think and act straight.
Wow. Now, do you know of anyone who's ever gone to conversion camp or anything?
No, I just know people who may say, hey, God doesn't want me to be this way, so I'll just, go to church, and they go to a church that, of course, speaks heavily against homosexuals, and so that's the modern
Well, I know
knowledge
that one of the main premises of the movie dealing with the children's perspective and what they're going through, even though they love them. You can tell that they love their mothers, but they have a choice. And being a mother myself, that was one of the first things that really came to my mind. Like, yes, I'm coming out, because there's a lot of women that come out later in life, and they have children that are going to grow up in teens. They're fine when they're 2 and 3 because they love everybody, but when they start having their opinions. And so I appreciate you doing a film that kind of brings that up, because sometimes you don't always hear about it. I'm a researcher. I try to research online for everything. So how do I come out to my 4-year-old daughter? What happens when she's 10, and ask, who is that woman? That's that type of thing. But so what inspired you to even deal with that topic? I know you said that you have children.
Yes, I do.
No.
That's like the plain answer, yes, I do. This is what it makes me think about. I'm not sure if y'all remember this movie from like back in the day, but I think I'm a cheerleader. Do y'all remember that movie? Yes. And then they were like, no,
I'm a cheerleader. I'm a cheerleader.
What's really sad? I'm not really bad with like titles, but I'm just saying. saying like when I saw the movie and I thought about it, it was like that kind of thing came back in line for me. But I want to talk to you more about like what got you into this role, into filmmaking. Like, I mean, this is something that is a beautiful thing and it has a way to like really touch, you know, a lot of people. And so what kind of got you into the mode of like doing filmmaking?
Well, I like to tell stories, and I think that the stories that I like to tell, people want to see. And I like to tell people what to do.
Which is why you're a director.
Great job, great job.
And I think too, though, when we're talking about the movie, and you talk about children. Now, I don't necessarily have children, but well, not necessarily. I do not have children. Let's be very Let's be real clear about that. But I think, you know, in viewing the movie, it was what I got from it, and my position is just finding that people are trying to make themselves comfortable with our choices in life. And I find that to be so prevalent. And, you know, even when I visit, you know, a lot of the churches or the so-called gay churches, you know, a lot of the message, a lot of the Bible studies, the conversations are always about like people trying to get other people to understand or be comfortable with their choice. And I don't know that it's maybe just my arrogance, because my choice is mine and I don't need you to validate me. But, you know, taking that and I guess when you do have children, you do have to take in consideration the life that you're setting up for them, because people can be cruel.
Yes.
And people will target your children, and people will, you know, do whatever they can to actually hurt you just based on their actual ignorance.
You know, there's a fine line. There's a fine line. You know,
Absolutely.
there's a fine line between if Mama ain't happy, nobody's happy.
Right.
You know, if I'm living a lie, do I want to show an example of living in a lie and conforming,
Absolutely.
or do I want to be an example of, okay, this is my mama, I love her, and that's what I'm thankful for. You know, for teaching my daughter. But it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Because in your mind you're going,
And children learn by your example to be strong.
yes.
Yeah.
And it teaches them that they can be themselves.
Absolutely.
Whatever that happens.
Well, the good thing about your movie is that you brought a lot of humor to this subject, which is actually a very, very serious subject. Your characters were really funny. They put themselves in funny situations, and the dialogue was hilarious. So it's good to show a movie where you're addressing a serious topic, but you're doing it with a lot of humor, so people can relax and enjoy the message.
And actually relate to it more. I think it really makes it easier for folks to kind of, you know, take on very serious topics when we add humor, you know, to something, because it really makes it easier to digest.
Yes, especially for your character who at the end who decided that she needed to get back on her meds. Like, I knew so many people who just wanted to take a copy and just do that too. But, you know, I say that meaning that, you know, the people were really real, and that you know that there are people who, in relationships, we know that the lesbian lifestyle and loving is so much more intense than that.
Yes.
You know, and that you do neglect things. You know, there's times when you find yourself that, you know, you find that you step out of your life and just into this whole, you know, this bubble. You know, usually I can have good friends until they come into a relationship.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, I ain't seen them in a couple of years, you know.
But that's right.
You know. When it's good, it's good, and when it's not, you are on the couch under a cover trying to.
And sometimes it's good you're still on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's real.
yes, yes. No, we do gotta go to work, you know.
Do you have any other ideas or any other things that you're looking forward to doing with your artistry?
Any current projects?
Anything like that?
Well, I'm currently working on a film now. It's called The Lies We Tell, but the Secrets We Keep. And it's a narrative piece about women on the down low.
Women on the call. Women on the down low. Because, you know, we had this phenomenon for like years of men on the down low, but now it's women.
Yeah. Yeah, the movie's called The Lies We Tell, but the Secrets We Keep. And it's about this young woman who is involved in this very tumultuous heterosexual relationship, yet still she falls in love with this lesbian who shows her a different perspective, yet it's, you know, unacceptable, and And so she tries to creep with it, and unfortunately leads to a tragic end. So,
It's not your book.
yeah, it's based on a book written by Maloney Parker, who is the co-writer of the screenplay as well as the producer. And she's also one of the leads. And she was in the film My Mama Said Your Mama's a Dyke.
Right.
And just to mention,
Yeah,
Coque
okay.
Cast is here with you, so we do.
Yes.
want to-
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd be happy. Chi-town.
Sorry,
So I'm really excited that you're here and that you did this project and you have more projects coming out towards our community. And so we thank you for that. So I want you all to come back to us next week where we continue to talk about the hottest topics here on LezView. And next week we're going to be talking about something that takes us across the waters to our brothers and sisters on the African continent. And we're going to be talking about the topic of corrective rape, that's a real term with people, and the Uganda anti-homosexuality bill. So join us next week, and as always, thank you for choosing LezView.